Alright, Jalen, look at my stream and go back, Sonny, you can watch my stream too. Go to my account.
Alright, I'm under camera right now.
Growing up, I always thought of
Is y'all watching my stream?
Is you on 2K? What game you on?
I'm on a different game. Is y'all watching it?
Your stream hasn't popped up yet for the uploads. I'm about to hump somebody in this game, man. Yo, Jalen, do you see a stream? I don't see it.
Ooh, Jordan on my stream.
I'm about to get on the stream right now. Beating CJ.
Jordan watching it.
What? I don't see shit. I'm about to show y'all something. There we go, playing fun game. There we go. Look. Yo, that's some creepy ass fucking doll. No, I'm fucking that. What's a creepy doll, bro? Let me go back to the line. The gorilla.
of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death. I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
You still on 2K and say.
Is y'all watching it?
Yeah, I'm watching. You're playing like this. Sorry, I'm on the screen. Is this like a horror game? Yo, is this a horror game or not? What is that?
It's a fun game.
Bro, I'm about to see if you really beat CJ so cool. Anybody want to watch my stream? Bro, you really beat CJ so cool, Lodge?
I was playing him.
No, you wasn't, nigga.
Look. Look at my stream.
Lucky, right? She didn't ask to perform her signature scream about the logo to thank for the movie pads. Just a boost.
You did not play CJ so cool.
Getting better. I just need the right motivation.
Oh, drop off CJ so cool. Did you not hear me in the background? Oh, drop off CJ so cool.
Jalen, is you watching my stream?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not watching your stream.
Invention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm
Why?
hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror.
Oh my god.
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right. Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why
Bro, this game is fun, Jalen. You should watch me.
Well, why are we twerking? Why is he twerking? Who's twerking, man?
The secret is to keep winding and winding.
What the hell is that, bro?
The key pops out.
Is that a fuck box?
They'll be back.
That's the box. Sunny mom, keep our cheeseburgers in here.
So Barbara went to look for him.
Oh, that's right there. Shit.
She reached for the music box.
This is your software, dude. What game is that? What is that? Dude, what is this horror mode shit? What is this? I'm so scared. I'm not watching this anymore. I'm streaming. I'm scared. I'm scared of this, Elijah. I'm on the stream, Spider-Man.
Look, y'all. Look. I'm playing, y'all. Look.
You're scaring me. What is this game?
Look.
Hell no, I'm not going down there in this ring. No, fire. I'm streaming Spider-Man.
Sonny got scared.
Bro, I'm not going, dude. Dude, what is this game? Like The Walking Dead or something?
The gang's leader is the infamous Bookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family for
Is it what?
tonight.
Who won't smoke with me?
Oh shit, is this The Walking Dead or no?
No.
What is it then?
This is scary.
I'm leaving. No, I'm also taking my subscriber back too.
Is y'all watching my stream?
trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick.
Jalen, why you not watching?
Then act curious. All I'm getting from you now.
I'm on Spider-Man.
He really, why you copying me?
I'm not copying you.
Barb, have you seen my other
You
friend?
wanna copy a slut? Am I right, Jalen? Who wanna copy a slut? So bitch ass up.
Walter, what's going on up there?
My title. Dude is a slut.
Jalen, Sonny, you watching my stream? It's not even scary. Oh snap!
No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. I'm leaving.
I'm just playing.
I'm about to make us some clickbait shit. We were gonna say, yo, bro, me and CJ are 1v1 right now.
Man, what the fuck?
Man, I was like that whole ass up. I don't give a fuck. I be nothing on that dick.
Orcas Island police described the man as 6 feet tall. with a
That goes
single
perfect.
hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious
I'll be
activity.
sucking on that dick till I pass out. Make sure you give me neck. Just fall out. I swear to God, only do is see my eyes. None of my drop out. I've been sucking this bitch brain.
Hey, boy, you better get off me, boy. Sonny, you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
I don't want to watch the scary shit, but I have to.
Oh, she got a fat ass.
She thought about getting promoted, but just couldn't do it.
Oh, Noah got up. Said he was up 2 minutes ago.
But she sensed the story over yet.
Hey, who the fuck is this nigga in my house? Oh, hell no.
She listened for his breathing, but all he heard was
No, kiss him, man. Kiss him.
Is y'all watching this?
I got 100 people on my job.
Jordan, you watching this?
inside the house.
I'm watching it, Elijah. Damn. I'm watching it, Elijah. Yo, who's that behind you? Yo, who's that behind you? Yo, I'm scared. Yo, come.
Surprise her.
I'm gonna go jump scare me like that, dude.
What, man, what the freak was this?
What kind of
What the
monsters
frick
they
is
were,
freaking
and she realized what was about to happen.
Dude, what the freak is freaking fuck?
Final breath, Barbara Finch gave a performance. I wasn't there myself.
Hey, yo, daddy, stop.
Man, what the freak is this?
Street gay rap.
But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared in this same night.
Sonny, is this scary?
Hiding under
It
the
is scary. I'm
bed
actually
the whole
gonna leave the
time.
street.
He took it all every moment, but that first time, as his father, tucked inside the music box, is all they ever found of her. Her
little slut.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
If you don't shut your bitch ass up.
Anybody want to watch the best Spider-Man?
As absurd as that comic was, maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Alright, where do I go now?
I look at my subscriptions and it's like playing fun games or lunch days.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Man, where the fuck do I go? I only got one person in here. Nobody supports me.
I'm watching it up, just imagine. Twitter, go to my YouTube channel. I think Jordan went to sleep.
All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Man, what the fuck is the music box?
Comment. Jordan, go to my YouTube channel. Comment. What? Comment. Hold on, I'm gonna text it to you.
Bro, what the fuck is the music box? And what do I do now?
What the hell? Elijah, when is he playing?
Sonny, is this weird?
Yeah, it's kind of scary actually. I don't. Why is the graphics like that?
Is this scary to you?
Yes.
You real
I
scared?
wonder if that comic was right
Yes,
about the
what the fuck
keys
is
at the
this?
music box near the basement.
Oh, the music box is near the basement. What the fuck is that ugly ass music box at? Hey, bro, y'all better back the fuck up. I swear to God, any nigga pop up from these hallways, I'm throwing my controller at my goddamn TV.
Did I come out the front of the court? Elijah, it's me.
Bro, fuck no, I'm closing my application. You just fucking scared me, bro. You scared me. Alright, I'm doing it. What the fuck is the music box?
Maybe I should go check out that music box down by the basement.
Where's the music box, bitch? Oh, by the basement. Oh, I'm stupid. And I don't know why she giving me hints. Sonny, I know you hear that.
I hear that. Dude, stop scaring me, bro. You keep playing too much.
Bro, I hear stuff.
Bro.
Bruh. I'm getting scared.
Do not go down that hallway, Elijah.
I'm not going down that hallway.
No, Elijah. What I do is I close my eyes and I just keep walking.
Bro, I hear it. I hear somebody walking.
Elijah, just close your eyes and just walk forward.
Oh,
It's like a fucking pussy when they fucking replace your voice.
this is scary. Is it not a light switch?
No.
Yeah.
You fucking pussy.
Hold on, I gotta take my headphones off.
Take your husband's and just like burn it there.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. You look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant. I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
I'm over here, Dad. What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what? Come on already. I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. Nothing quite like... Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be... Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us. about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything. Wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
I can't imagine what it was like for her to lose 2 sons after she'd already lost 2 brothers. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. Father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to
Come here.
But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis. Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on. Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowd even the stones under his feet were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.